Okay, first off, there is very loud construction going on outside, so my apologies if it's a little bit noisy, but this is the best I can do. Today is a really important day, and June 14th, 2018 by itself doesn't hold a whole lot of meaning, but if you take yourself back 20 years, it becomes a really important day. I was 2 years old and I looked like this. I had no hopes or aspirations in the world. The World Cup in France was kicking off and getting underway at this point 20 years ago, and Michael Jordan was hitting the last shot in his NBA career wearing the last shot Jordan 14s, one of the most iconic moments in basketball history. Those shoes are releasing again today. 20 years after the original unveiling of the shoe, 20 years after Michael Jordan became a solidified 6-time NBA champion and all-time legend, the Last Shot 14s are coming out again, and I am super excited. I'm also excited that the World Cup tips off today with Russia and Saudi Arabia playing. The World Cup is one of my favorite events. I wish it happened every single summer. I would waste so much time. I'm definitely watching every single game. At least I'm gonna try my very, very best to watch every single game. I'm gonna head to the mall, but not before I watch Russia, Saudi Arabia. So fingers crossed, once that game's done, the Last Shot 14s are still in stock. And after a great morning of watching the opening game of the World Cup, that was a great game. 5-0 for Russia. I mean, I'm not emotionally invested in either of those teams, but 5-0 for Russia, that was amazing. Now we're here to fulfill the second 20th anniversary that is happening today, which is of course the Jordan 14 Last Shots. I apologize in advance if I call them the flu games. I don't know why, I just sort of have that stuck in my head because they're both black and red. But the flu games, I'm not joking, I wasn't trying to do that, I just did that right now. I called them the flu games. The Last Shots did indeed release today, as we were talking about, and they're sitting at the mall right now. Now, I'm pretty sure they sold out right as soon as the mall opened up, but thankfully I got me some friends over at Champs Sports, and my boy Alden Sansano, the world's most famous Champs Sports employee, was like, Tom, you need a size 12? We still have a size 12. So I was like, Alden, the world's most famous Champs Sports employee, I really appreciate you. You are the best. So now we're gonna head into the mall, pick up that size 12, and check out one of the most classic Jordans. Are you making fun of my hand motions? One of the most classic Jordans ever made. What do you think of them?
Ugly as hell.
They're ugly?
Disgusting.
What do you mean, why?
I just don't like it.
You don't love that red finish is sick.
I just don't like it.
You are a hater, my good friend Benjamin. You're a hater. On a side note, I don't think I've ever seen this colorway of the Westbrooks. Maybe I have, but they are very nice. You're really telling me you don't like these?
Why do they have a tube on top of the tub?
It's so you can pull it up easy, and it's designed after a sports car, dude. They still have my pair. Good people at Champ Sports, I really appreciate you. You guys are the best. Ben, you need to work on your taste in shoes. These things are amazing. Back in the apartment, I'm really thankful that we were able to get these. Apparently they sold like 17 pairs out of the 20 pairs they had, so by now it is probably sold out, which is crazy to say that like a classic Jordan didn't sell out immediately, but I mean they still did sell out, which I assumed they would. I'm not sure about American sites online, but in Canada they sold out online fairly quickly just because so many people are looking forward to this classic model. And I realize it's not one of the more popular models, but in terms of just significance to basketball and Michael Jordan and sneakers, this is one of the most important shoes ever made. And I really wanted to get my hands on these. Now, I'm not a huge 14 fan. I only have one other pair of 14s, and it is in the championship pack with the white and gold 13s and the black and gold 14s. Those are pretty cool. These are way better. Now, the material quality, right off the bat, this is my first time touching them, pulling them out of the box. The suede is nothing special. It feels a little bit felty. It's definitely not premium. The leather's soft, very plush, it's cushiony. I'm not sure about the actual quality of it, except it does feel very nice. The suede-y felt material could be a lot better. And then my favorite part has to be like this red metallic. It looks sort of like Christmas ornament looking red finish. It's very metallic, very shiny, very reflective on the bottom. I really like that red finish. I'm not sure if that's the original finish that was on the OGs of these Last Shot 14s or if it was more of a flat red. Either way, I really do appreciate that cool red finish on there. And then, of course, this shoe was designed after Michael Jordan's Ferrari, so they had a whole bunch of car nods to this pair of shoes. So they obviously have the Ferrari emblem right there. They obviously have the grates on the bottom to symbolize the vents, I guess, on the car. I don't know, I really don't speak car, but you know, the things, the cage vent air grate things. Ben, I don't sound super stupid, do I?
No.
Okay. It's just crazy, $288.15 for a pair of Jordan Retros after tax living in Canada. $288. Hey Ben.
Hey.
Ridiculous amount of money. It's an absurd amount of money, and I really question why I pay it so often. But I am selling lots of sneakers, so it does make it a little bit easier, I guess, and I do get to talk about them with you, which is definitely an important thing as well. I think this is a great pair of kicks, though. I really can't wait to break these out, wear them a little bit. I think you need to go black jeans with these. At least personally, I'd say black jeans is the only way you could go on this pair of kicks. Really, really nice though. I really like it. The bottom is simple and then just bang, that metallic red. That has to be my favorite part of this shoe. And I realize it's a Jordan 14 and lots of people are like, oh, I don't like Jordans after the 13, which is completely fine. I can understand why this isn't some people's favorite design. It dips down really low. This tongue sits up really high and the tongue has this weird pull tab. But I really appreciate the design and I think it looks really, really cool. And I like the inspiration behind it, how it's supposed to look like his Ferrari. And overall, I think they knocked this out of the park. The materials could have been a little bit better, except definitely nothing to complain about. I'd say it's pretty good for a mass GR general release all over the globe pair of Jordans. I'm sure these are still sitting in Europe. For you guys in Europe, if you want to pick them up, you're lucky. Most likely you could still grab them at your shop. Canada mostly sold out. I'd assume States sold out. I'm happy I was able to get my pair. Shout out to the good people at Champs for holding me down, keeping my size 12 in stock while I was busy watching the World Cup. And speaking of the World Cup, since that is happening right now, who do you think is going to win? I have to put money on probably France. I think France is my favorite to win, but also Brazil, Spain, they both have chances. Germany, of course, looks very, very good as always, but I'd probably have to say France is winning. Let me know who you think down in the comment section below. I'm not really cheering for anyone. If you're cheering for anyone, let me know who you're cheering for, if you're from that country or if you just like the way they play or like a couple players on that team. That being said, I appreciate you guys from the bottom of my heart and I'll see you next time. So until then, peace.